When I first started painting for other people, I always had this fear of disappointing the person who put their trust in me. And this anxiety is so common that it has a name that's called FODO, fear of disappointing others. And fear is not a good feeling to experience when you're creating. It's paralyzing. But over time, I learned to overcome that fear because I think I finally understand what I was missing when I first started. Part 1. It's about them, not you. The most important thing to remember, I think, is that a commissioned painting is different from a painting I would do normally. When I paint, it's about something I want to express about myself, about what I'm interested in. But when it's a commission, it's about the person I'm painting for. It's not about myself anymore. And that can be confusing, because the most common message I receive when someone commissions me is, "Do what you want, I love your style, I love everything that you do, I just want a painting from you." And while that is very sweet and very nice to hear, the biggest mistake there is to trust the client on that last part. I just want a painting from you. Yes, they probably do love my style, and yes, they will be happy if I paint something I love, but it doesn't mean they will connect with it. And connection is where the magic happens. When you receive a postcard, you don't really care about the postcard. You care about the person who thought about you when you were not there. You care that they remembered it's your birthday. You care they took the time to actually choose a postcard, write it, and send it so it arrives at the right time for you. And a commission is like a very, very special, unique postcard. The care that you put into it is as important as the finished piece, and you cannot disappoint on that. So how do you show that you care? One thing I do is, in a painting, I try as much as I can to include the person's story. For this, I always ask questions, like, why now? Why commissioning this painting now? Is it a special time? Is it a gift? Is it for yourself? And then I ask about the person who's going to receive the painting. Do they have something special, some hobby, some special interest? Then I make a list and I include as many small details referring to what they said. Details that probably nobody will notice, but it's some secret between the person and me. In this one, I'm cheating a little bit because that is for friends who had a baby, so I ask a few questions, but I already knew their hobbies and interests. For example, I know my friend loves crochet and embroidery, so I want to make the painting in an oval frame, like it's an embroidery hoop. And I know nobody will understand the reference, but that's kind of a private wink to something I know she loves. And it's a great feeling for me too, because I know it creates a unique connection, a unique secret that we share, and it's very satisfying. Part 2. Don't lose yourself. Of course, there is a flip side of the coin here. If you try too hard to fulfill someone else's expectations, you can lose the joy of creating. And that is the worst that can happen to your art. And it might seem contradictory with what I said about making the commission about the client and not about yourself, but it's really not. My father always told me this story about politeness and chocolates. When you offer chocolates to your friends, politeness tells you that you must first make all of your friends choose their chocolate, and then the last one is for yourself. So you have to make really, really sure that you only buy chocolates that you like. That way, you are sure to enjoy the last one. I really like this story because this is how you never lose yourself into other people's ideas of what you should do. Before accepting a commission, I make sure that I have a good reason to accept. If I have a few ideas right away, if I know I have time slots available in the next weeks, then it's a good sign. Then I sketch different ideas, really anything that comes to my mind. And I really take the time to sleep on it. And usually the next day I know which ideas stick with me and which idea I will be kind of disappointed if my client chooses that one. So I remove the ones that I don't like anymore. For this commission, when I asked questions about the baby, they had a really cute anecdote that involved a baby panda and a baby lion. So I sketched a few different compositions with those animals, and the next day I just discarded some of them because I didn't find them interesting enough to paint, and this way I was sure that whatever happens, I will be happy about what they choose. Part 3. FODO doesn't exist. This is something I realized over time. When I talk about the fear of disappointing others, the anxiety is real, but the name is misleading. I realized each time I had fear about being a disappointment to someone, actually that someone did not play such a big part in the anxiety. Whether the person I'm afraid to disappoint is a very kind and very encouraging friend, or whether it's someone I have never met before, it's the same feeling, the same anxiety. The person that I am actually very afraid to disappoint is myself. It is this imbalance between the expectations that I have for myself that are absolutely not matching the confidence that I have in my own skill. And for this, there is no magic. I have to remind myself that I can do this, and if I'm not happy with what I did today, it's okay. It's part of the process. I'll do it again tomorrow, and again, until it feels right. Gouache is very convenient for this. You can always erase some part you don't like and paint it again. Here, as you can see, I changed completely the markings on the panda's face, and I cannot tell you how many times I raised the eyes and painted them again. I stopped counting. It can be very frustrating, but when I finally have something I like, I feel very proud of myself. But then, when I finish the main subject, when I'm satisfied with it, then I try to be a bit more relaxed. I know the main subject is important, but the other elements are here to support it. If it's not perfect, it's okay. At least that's what I'm trying to practice, but this part is still a work in progress for me. So after I finished the panda, I moved on to the rest of the painting. I painted the monarchs, and you can see that they are male because they have this little black bump on the lower wings, and females don't have that. I made them male because the baby is a boy. Also, the monarch is a reference to the lion that I mentioned before, because the lion is like the king of animals, so the monarch represents that. It's a bit far-fetched, I admit, but that was a good excuse to paint butterflies. The flowers in the scene have been chosen accordingly to the birth months of the baby. They are white flowers commonly seen in June in Europe. So the white one is the hogweed. It's a very common flower that is native to Europe and one of the main nectar-producing flowers, so they are really important to the ecosystem. And the red flower is the red valerian, and it's a flower you can see everywhere in June. And also I chose that one because I really needed something pink to complete the color balance of the painting. And here is the final result. There was a lot of planning and maybe a lot of overthinking in this one, but it was totally worth it. I'm very, very happy with the result. Thank you for being here with me. I hope this was helpful, and until next time, I wish you a lot of creativity and I will see you very soon. Bye.